So, a very good evening to all of you, and hope you are in the midst of deciding the right university, right career path for yourself. So, today, myself, Dr. Pulkit, I am Assistant Dean in one of the leading universities in India, and I'll be helping you to. So, let's start with the right paths and the right career choices that you have to take. But before starting, it is very, very important to think of a situation that whenever you want to make any decision in your life, you have to actually evaluate all the choices that you should have with you. So, in this regard, I think what is important is that the decision that you're going to make right now will be determining that what you will be doing in next 40 years of your life, because by the time you graduate, by the time you start earning, so you have to have a stable career at your disposal so that you can actually earn and sustain for next 35 to 45 years for that matter. So I again welcome you all to the session choosing the right university after class 12. So considering the right now the volumes in terms of numbers are at very large. So millions of students every year actually complete their class 12th, and many choose a college, some choose a course, but actually many of the students lack in how to choose a career, right? And that is what this session is all about. That is what this session will help you to determine, that if you have multiple choices at your disposal, how to actually evaluate all those choices so that it makes your life easier and it makes your life more organized and sustainable for that matter. So, starting with this very simplest of things, that even getting a 95% marks right now will be considered. Let's say we have multiple options, we have lots of things, but then there is one another student who scored 75 and he or she chose the right path. So that is how the things work in real life. So start with your career goal. So the main thing is that how to build a career around your education. It is not about how you are actually uh, taking the course, where you are taking the course. These are secondary things. But what you want to do, what your niche is, what you have to find out, what is the requirement of those things that you want to have. That is what basically is the most important thing. And one has to actually take that into account when we are looking at the uh, career paths or the career goals that we have. So, to start with, the first and the foremost career option that we all are aware of is the engineering, right? So, in India, right now, over 10 lakh, which is somewhere around over a million people every year graduate as engineers. So engineering can be in multiple fields. So it is computer science, information technology, and mechanical, civil, electrical, electronics. But right now, there is also an amalgamation of many other engineering branches. So, for example, BTech in CS with the specialization in artificial intelligence and machine learning. BTech in CS with specialization in data sciences, BTech in mechanics with specialization with electronics and mechatronics. So all these things are actually adding that right flavor to your degree, or the right flavor to your you can say your knowledge, that what is to be required, and what you need to have in for the right combination so that you can sustain yourself for next you can say 35, 40 years or your lifespan for that matter. So engineering is one of the options. The next option that we can consider is the medical or the medicine, which is the MBBS. So one by one, I will be bifurcating all of these things. I will be giving you all the options of the various things, that what is the average cost that goes into completing things, what are the ideal colleges one should look out for. So I'll be taking everything into that consideration as well. So the most important thing is that what subjects you take in your class 11th and 12th, 99 out of 100 times, those combination actually uh, give you the idea that in which direction you want to pursue your career. So what basically the whole idea here is that when we are talking about all these things, when we are talking about the right subject choices, then it is very, very important. Then you should not consider your marks as the certificate to opt for the subjects which you don't want to. So, for example, in class 10th, you might get 95, maybe 98% marks in your science, maths, and English, SST, and all other subjects, language courses that you have. It doesn't mean that you are actually very, very much interested in pursuing a career in science. So you have to evaluate all your options in terms of that, whether you are actually thinking in the right direction, whether you are actually going forward with the right combination. Sometimes people, after even scoring 99% marks in sciences, opts for a commerce course. The reason is it is not about that your marks tells you about that what is the correct thing. It is always about what career path you want to choose, right? So for science, when you have a combination of physics, chemistry, and maths, you have the engineering options open. For medicine, biology is the mandatory thing. Coming to the commerce side, you have the BBA degree, which is the management degree. So it's usually a 5-year course or an integrated 4.5-year program where you can actually look out for the options curated for the integrated program where you do both BBA and MBA for that matter. And one of the very good programs that IIM Indore has for this is the IPMAT exam they used to conduct every year. It's a competitive exam and it's a highly competitive in terms of the cadre of the students that appear for the exam, but also it is very rewarding at the end. People who are interested in degrees like law, we have the options of LLB followed by LLM, and then they can go forward with the bar council if they want to practice, or nowadays, as the government openings for the judiciary exam also turns up when now and then, so they can apply for that as well. But bar council exam is a clearing of that exam is a mandatory thing. Designing, something very, very interesting. Various institutes like Institute of Design is there. And for sciences, like for the applied sciences courses, so we have courses related to the honors courses. So for example, you have Bachelor of Science with specialization in physics, in chemistry, in mathematics, in statistics, economics, computer science. So various courses are there which are right now can give you the right knowledge or right, you can say, flavor of what you want to do and what you want to pursue in your career. So top universities that we are looking into. So something very, very important and very, very interesting in this particular slide, that we have heard about all the engineering universities that are there for our you can say competitive exams, right? We have heard about IITs, we have heard about triple ITs, NITs, IIMs, but there are lots and lots of universities operated by the central government and the state government that also helps you to pursue your dreams. And right now there are a few private universities as well, and international universities, as the Indian markets are opening for international universities as well. So a good amount of courses and very globally exposure enabled courses are also provided by these universities. So if you are talking about country like India, so based on the income group as well, and based on the rankings as well, one can actually has to can decide upon which universities they want to look out for. So for all the major universities, like for the technology, all the IITs and ITs, triple ITs, the examination that goes into for the consideration is the JEE examination. And then you have the counseling called the JOSA counseling that enables you to choose your field as well as choose your career path, right? On the other hand, when you talk about the central universities, so there are various central universities in India. Delhi University is one of them. Then JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University is one of them. Then there are multiple universities in Punjab, in Haryana, in Uttar Pradesh, as well as in the southern parts of our country as well. So all these central universities are very well funded. They have very good recognition, and they all these universities have some or the other departments which are very very prestigious and very very good. So this is something that one has to look out for. And this is a common pitfall that where most of the people lack because of the lack of the research they do into for choosing the right university for that matter. So by the end of this session, I will be giving you a metric that whenever you have any choice or whenever you have multiple choice at your disposal, you should evaluate on various scales, though the scale can vary up to plus minus 5-7%, but more or less that should be the correct scale to measure the opportunities that you have. So, in terms of state universities, again, all the states in India have their own state universities. So, for example, in Delhi, we have the Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University. Then in Mumbai, you have the Mumbai universities or the Bombay universities that you have. In Ahmedabad, you have Ahmedabad University for that matter. And in Uttar Pradesh, you have various universities which are state funded universities. So, again, state funded universities, they might not be very good in terms of all the courses, but that is the whole thing. That is what this thing is all about, that you have to choose the right career path and you have to sustain on that career path. So for that thing, what you have to do, you have to actually look into the options and the various universities that are basically catering to your needs in the best manner. It is not always about the location, it is not about always about the atmosphere. It is more or less very much focus centric towards the options that the university can provide for your later life. If you can do a PhD maybe there, or maybe you can do a some kind of master's or bachelor's degrees from that university, will that be helping you to get a maybe another opportunity or maybe a job opportunity for that matter? So these are the things one should take into consideration. For the private universities, if we consider, so many good private universities are coming up, and as because they are privately funded, so most of them are pretty new. They have the modern infrastructure as well, and they sustain on a very closed model of the industry academia partnership that they have. So when you talk about private universities, always focus on the universities which are in the bigger cities, where you have some kind of hubs in terms of maybe technology sector, pharma sector, management sector. So that will help those universities to grow and foster your careers as well, because these universities, the private ones, they are a bit on the expensive side, right? The amount of fee that one has to pay for getting a degree from these private universities is on the higher side, right? So one, you should be taking into consideration that if you are investing that much time and amount of your life, then you should be able to actually take the advantage to the fullest. And one of the biggest reason for consideration of these universities should be where these universities are placed, right? If your university is maybe on a top of a hill where there is nothing but the like nobody is there around you, so it is very difficult to actually get a company over there and get yourself placed, compared to maybe a university which is in the plain areas and having a lot of technological hubs, warehouses around. So they need technology and they want people to come and work for them, and they want customized solutions. So people in the universities of these private institutes, they go and ask for the work. They go and do the tie-ups with these universities, and then an actual amalgamation of university and academia can happen. So this is again one of the strengths of the private universities as well, right? Because these universities are very active in going towards the industries rather than industry come to them, for which happens usually in case of the leading colleges like IITs and NITs or IIMs for that matter. Nowadays, also we have the options for international universities. This is a very new dimension that has been added to the Indian university education. So, if you might have heard that various universities like University of Georgetown is opening in Gurugram, there is University of Bristol opening up a campus in Gurugram. Then again, there are various universities from the US who are actually running 2+2 dual degree programs in terms of business and technology. So these international universities are also very, very good. And the most important thing that they provide you with is basically the global exposure. And that is one thing that one can consider, that if you want to maybe settle abroad, or maybe you want to actually learn about the culture of the work, or how culturally different we are from the various countries from where these universities are. So international universities are one such good option where you can actually get that exposure, get that knowledge, get that cultural exchange as well. That will help you to understand that what is happening and how the things are happening in that particular country. So just a quick recap. So there are like 5 major broad categories of universities we have in India. So number one are the autonomous bodies like IITs, IIMs, and other universities. And then we have the central university system where you have the funding coming from the central government for that matter. Then you have the state operated universities. So state operated universities is again something which is funded by the state government. And then comes the privately funded universities, which you have one trust board, or maybe big entrepreneurs getting into that university creation. So, for example, there are various universities like S. Shivnadar University is one of them, where you will be getting funded by the university. Whole ecosystem is funded by the tech giants like HCL. Then there is Ashoka University. Then there is Plaksha University, for that matter, and all the various other universities like OP Jindal, Munjal, KR Mangalam. All these universities are private universities which are backed by one or the other, maybe philanthropist or industrialist for that matter. And at the end, we have the international universities, which are on the expensive side, but also they come up with the more focused, more student centric environment for the learning purposes. So, evaluation criteria, like I said at the beginning of this particular session, that whenever you are actually using any metric to find out or evaluate an option, you should always talk about few pointers, or you should always search about few things which you want to consider in your resume as well when you pass on from the university. So the first and the foremost thing is the academic reputation. Like, is this college or is this university is actually good for that course? So let me give you an example. We have all heard of IITs, right? So IITs are, well, one of the best reputed college, not in India but around the world. But you will be very surprised to know that a mechanical engineering department of IIT Delhi is the best among all, compared to IIT Mumbai or IIT Madras or IIT Guwahati for that matter. So the academic reputation of the department itself actually helps you to decide that which department of this university or this institution is the best, or the career that one has to pursue or I have to pursue for that matter is the best one. For computer science, IIT Bombay, followed by IIT Kanpur, then IIT Madras. For others, for aeronautical engineering, for electronics, every university has its own niche, has its own group of people that actually make that institute great. So you should read about who will be your faculty, who are actually people teaching what courses. LinkedIn is a beautiful platform that will help you to analyze and find out and do the homework that you have to do for the searching of people in that department. Secondly, is the research output. When you are talking about institution selection, one of the biggest, you can say, uh, pointers is the research output, because research is something that cannot be bought or that cannot be faked around easily. The reason being is that if anybody or if any institution has a good research record, that means people are aware of what is happening around, what is the niche, what is the state of the art technology that is currently available, and how one can actually move ahead or prepare themselves to become the more advanced or more refined version of the product itself. So that is what something one should look out when you have to be in terms of the research output for that matter. Placements and return on investment. Again, something that how much you will be investing in your degree and how much is the average package. So the autonomous bodies of our country are not focusing on these things a lot because they are funded universities, but all the private universities and the international institutions, they are giving you very good placements, and the ROI is also commendable for that matter. Campus life, again, something to be looked out for. Curriculum, because if the university is still following a curriculum maybe 10 years old, at the pace the technology and the other things are evolving in any sector, maybe manufacturing, maybe technology, maybe FMGC, medicine, you name it, any technology, if the curriculum is not getting updated, you are actually lacking behind. Then industry exposure, again, something very, very important. We have just discussed this. Location, fee, and scholarship. So location and fee scholarship should be at the very end of that what you have to choose and what you have to get into yourself. So these are typical degree durations and the fees that we have. So for a bachelor's in technology degree, for any branch for that matter, whether it is computer science, electronics, or any other branch for that matter, it's a 4-year degree. And this 4-year degree ranges between 2 lakh for 4 years, all the way up to 30 lakh for 4 years. So maybe starting from a 50,000 per year to all the way to 7.5 or 8 lakhs per year for that particular course. MBBS or the medical line is usually a bit longer because it gets you the master's thing. So it is a 5.5-year long degree. And most of the government-backed institutes or the government institutes, whether it is run by central government or state government, there is a very, very less fee attached to this course. Reason being, it's a totally practice-based course. So most of the forthcoming doctors, they from day one they keep on helping the senior doctors and researchers of the institute, and they also get paid as well. So there is a minor tuition and examination fee that is attached to an MBBS course. All the way, it can go up to 1.5 or maybe more than that, 1.5 CR I'm talking about, if you are opting for a private institution or a private hospital for learning and practicing the MBBS for that matter. So there is a very skewed distribution that the colleges which are backed by the government, maybe state government or maybe central government, the fee is very, very less. So for example, if you talk about the fee in the AIMS, right? So currently fees for MBBS in AIMS is very, very less. Very, very less. If I say it means that it will be not more than a few $1,000 for that matter. But when it comes to the tuition, right? The tuition is less than 1,500 per year I'm talking about, right? So the total academic fee of the whole program is not more than 20,000 for that matter. The most of the expenses are actually related to the hostel fee that you have, right? So hostels are ranging somewhere around 3,000 or 4,000. Then you have the mess charges and everything. But what you get is like you get lot of knowledge and lot of, you can say, exposure when you actually crack an exam and get into all these premier medical institutes of the country, right? So that is why the uh, number of applications for a NEET exam are actually increasing year on year growth, and it's a very, very competitive exam. People actually do a lot of hard work to get into these premier institutes of our country. For the bachelor program in terms of computer science applications, commerce, and BBA and Bachelor of Commerce, all these have a specialization as well attached to it. So BBA in maybe finance, BBA in economics, BBA in marketing, BBA in IT. So all these programs do have some specializations as well. So you can choose upon those things. And these academic degrees are usually 3 to 4 years in India. Most of the universities run them for 3 years, and few universities and few private players as well have these courses for the 4 years. Fee, I think it varies college to college. So read the documentation and visit the websites for very, very carefully for that matter. Always look out for those stars and everything, that what are the conditions, what is everything. BA LLB. So again, something very, very interesting because you not get one but two degrees. One is the BA degree and the other is the LLB degree. So again, a program which is run for 5 years. Most of the uh, law universities like NLU in our country. So we have multiple NLUs in India, and all these NLUs will run this BA LLB degrees. So when you BA LLB honors to be exactly there. So you have NLU in Bangalore, in Jodhpur, you have in Gujarat. So there are multiple NLUs in India. I think we have 7 or 8 to be exact. And the fee also ranges from college to college. Usually it is between somewhere around 8 lakhs and goes up to all the way up to 12 lakhs for the whole program. That includes everything, maybe your mm, tuition as well, right? For hostel, various NLUs have different categories of rooms and different arrangements. So maybe good lower fee NLU might have a less hostel fee, but a top tier NLU might have a very large hostel fee as well, right? So that is what it is. And last is the BDS. So these are for the programs that are there for the terms of various careers that you have in the design categories. So this is for the design. So college like NIFT, NID Ahmedabad. So all these colleges are actually National Institute of Design, fashion technology, and all these. They offer very niche and very focused programs that helps you to actually go forward with these BDS or Bachelor of Design thing, right? So this is the one of the list of top engineering colleges that we have. So we have all the IITs, all the NITs, triple ITs. So I have just mentioned Hyderabad because that is the leading triple IT, but there are like multiple triple ITs in India. Everybody, like we have triple IT in Allahabad, Gwalior, Delhi, Chandigarh, and there are plenty others as well. Again, some of the private players like VIT, Manipal, Shivnadar, Thapar, they are also pretty good. And based on the rankings and based on the courses that you want to opt for, you can go and check out that what is important and what you can think of. So another very important slide that top colleges by discipline. So for commerce, Delhi University has a very good commerce department, along with the few of the programs run by the Indian Statistical Institute in Delhi as well as in Kolkata as well. Very focused, very good curated programs that you can think of, and the faculty that you get to know and the amount of knowledge they share with you is commendable. So that is why top 3 Delhi University colleges I have mentioned, though the list is unending and you have plenty of things to look out for. But the most important thing is your course of your choice, the faculty of with whom you will be spending your next 3 to 5 years, and the amount of learning that you're gonna get. That is, these are the 3 major factors that people don't consider when they go for the post 12th admission sessions. Management, if I talk about, so IIMs, obviously, then you have various programs in FMS, ISB, XLRI, and the private players, if you talk about, you have the NIMMS, and then you have the Symbiosis as well. For law, like I said, there are many campuses by NLU. So you have NLU IU, Nalsar, NLU Delhi, NLU Jodhpur, NLU Gujarat. So there are many. And to get into these national institutes, there is an exam as well called the CLAT exam. So you have to write that exam, you have to take the go to the counseling and everything. So CLAT is the exam that one has to take. And for the foreign universities exam, if you are taking, then you have the SLAT or LSAT exam as well. As far as designing is concerned, two premier institutes in our country are the NIFT and NIT. So National Institute of Fashion Technology and National Institute of Design. They have multiple campuses, and NIFT has only one campus, but they are commendable, very, very top quality people are working round the clock to help you with the details, right? So these are all the top colleges by the discipline. So budget wise, if we talk about, then all the government institutes or government backed institutes have a fee usually ranging between 0 to 5 lakhs for the course. For state government or state operated universities, it is more expensive. It is between 5 to 15 lakh. Few private players, if we talk about like Shivnadar, Thapar, BITS, Manipal, the degree varies from maybe 10, 15 to 30 lakhs. And the international colleges which are coming right now in India, and there are multiple other universities like Ashoka and Plaksha, which have industry backing from various industrialists coming together and opening up a university. So that is very, very expensive, but again, you spend to get more exposure. So they have like very large amount of outbound or outreach programs as well. Student every semester go to maybe some or the other university, maybe in India or abroad, depending upon the scenario and depending upon the options they have. So that adds on to the overall cost of the degree. That is why the degrees get a bit expensive when you talk about that. So as we are moving towards the end of the session, one of the most important, very, very, you can say, intuitive slide that I have here is that how to take the decision that which university suits you the best. See, in times like ours, we had very less internet penetration. But nowadays, the internet penetration is increasing. So is the usage of it. People are now smart enough and they can actually look into various options on the internet. Just writing a small command to ChatGPT can give you a lot of things. But based on the knowledge that I have gained from past 15, 18 years being in the line of education, I think the most important four factors actually are having so much component attached to it that the others just become obsolete. So the first and the foremost thing is career fit. Career fit means that if you are going for maybe a bachelor's degree, right, and you want to go for a bachelor of technology degree in maybe mechanical engineering, right? So mechanical engineering, as the past record or the track record suggests, that the mechanical engineering has been on the decline, right? So do you think that once you will graduate or once you will get a job, you will be able to sustain in the industry for next 40 years? The first question that you should ask yourself, that it's not today, it's not tomorrow. You have to sustain yourself, become fit in terms of the technology, or you are billable by the company to the client for next 35, 45 to 45 years. And that is what the biggest problem or the biggest question mark everybody has, that we all are actually rushing towards the degrees that everybody is doing. You are not finding the niche and the interest that you have and which is career fit. One thing is always there and it will be remaining there forever. If you are good at something, do it and never do it for free. That is what basically the whole thing is. You should learn the and master the art of doing it, and then you commercialize that thing. That is the best thing. So career fitness is basically that when you are talking about that, if I am doing something, I should be able to sustain myself. I should make myself, in turn, you can say, billable to the client by the company. Or if I'll become the company, then I should sell something which can be bought by the people or the clients that I have. Very, very important. Next is the placement of the institute. So even first three components talk about the 60% of the thing. So the faculty placements career fit is 60% of your decision making. Curriculum adding up gives you extra 10%, which is that if the people or the courses are dynamic in nature, they have any projects related to that, that will help you to understand and curate your choices. Industry exposure, again, something to look out for. It's maybe, may not be, but if it is there, but more the merrier. Research, campus, location, and fee, they all come at the very end. Reason being, when you are going for studying for a bachelor's degree after class 12, most of the people are not even aware of what research is all about, what to do, how to do, because research is very focused and done for usually for masters and the PhD level students. But at bachelor level is more about learning. So learning should be always be happening from the very best in the market. So the faculty has more, you can say, weightage compared to the research output that the institute or the university has. And again, most of, like in country like ours, people actually want to become graduates so that they can be placed in some or the other industry. So placement industry, or you can say a strong placement uh, committee of the campus can actually do wonders for the institute as well as for the people who are in the institute. So that is what basically the decision matrix should be. You should always think of what is career fit for you, then go for placements, faculty, curriculum, and then industry exposure. Rest all is may not be, because it's a program, so fee will be attached to it and there will be some location, right? But for otherwise, other things, every thing can be managed. But if the state college or the university you are taking or considering for your bachelor's is not having good placement history, faculty is also having being very much like on and off, like there is a lot of retrenchment rate as well. People are leaving a lot, the older faculty is leaving. So then there you should be having second thoughts about it, that whether to go for that university or not, right? So that is what I had to tell you. And now the portal is open for the questions. So I'll be happy to answer the questions if you have any. Waiting for your questions, guys. If you have any questions, please shoot.